Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Alan's Sourdough Adventures. Today, I'm sharing a sourdough bake that taught me an important lesson. For a long time, I thought I had things all figured out. My bread looked decent, and I was making progress. But this loaf right here, this loaf showed me that I still had a lot to learn. Think about it. Sometimes one successful bake can reveal mistakes you've been making all along. And today, we're going to find out if that loaf is truly the breakthrough I've been hoping for. Let's get started. As many of you know, sourdough baking is a journey. Every loaf teaches a lesson. Every mistake becomes an opportunity to improve. For this bake, I focused on slowing down and paying attention to the details. I watched the dough more closely during fermentation. I spent more time shaping. I resisted the urge to rush the process. Little by little, things started to feel different. The dough had more strength. The surface became smoother. Everything seemed to be coming together. But as every sourdough baker knows, you never really know what you've got until it comes out of the oven. When the dough was ready, I scored it and placed it into the oven. When I removed the lid of the Dutch oven to start the second phase of baking, the loaf was rising beautifully. The score was opening up. The crust was turning a rich golden brown. By the time the bake was finished, I couldn't wait to see the final result. When I removed it from the oven, I knew it looked better than any of my previous loaves. And here, I already showed it to you once, but look again. Look at that fine rise it had. Look at the ear it's got. What a loaf. But as you know, sometimes appearance can be deceiving. The real test was and is still ahead. Now, before we cut into this loaf, let me tell you why this moment matters. Every sourdough baker knows that the outside only tells part of the story. The inside reveals everything. It shows whether fermentation was right. It shows whether shaping was right. It shows whether all that waiting actually paid off. This is the moment of truth. Did I finally get it right? Or am I about to discover I still have more to learn? Let's find out. Well, here we go. I've waited long enough. Let's cut this loaf open and see what's inside. Pay close attention. It's cutting pretty easy. What are we going to find out? Here we go. Let's see. Wow. Take a look at that fantastic crumb. Just look at that. Now, that is exciting. The crumb is perfect. The texture looks light and airy. The loaf has great structure. This is exactly the kind of result I've been working toward. But then, just now it hit me. This sourdough loaf actually proved I've been doing it wrong. Not because I wasn't trying, not because I wasn't learning, but because I was rushing things that needed time. I was focusing on some details while overlooking others. This loaf has reminded me that patience often makes the biggest difference. You know, one thing I love about sourdough is that it keeps teaching you. Just when you think you figured it all out, another loaf teaches a new lesson. That's part of what makes this hobby so rewarding. Every bake is an opportunity to improve. Every loaf moves you one step closer to mastering the craft. Now, before we finish today, I have an exciting announcement to make. Next Saturday at 4 p.m., that's our next broadcast. Next Saturday, 4 p.m. Central Time, I'll be showing you how to make a simple but effective sourdough starter. If you've been wanting to begin your sourdough journey, but weren't sure where to start, this lesson is for you. Yes, it is. I'll walk through the process step by step and show you how easy it can be to get started. So, mark your calendar and join me next Saturday at 4 p.m. Central Time. Now, I want to show you this loaf once again. What a beautiful loaf all the way around. Sounds hollow, just like it's supposed to. Now I want to thank you for joining me for another episode of Alan's Sourdough Adventures. If you enjoyed this video, please like, please subscribe, and also share it with a fellow bread baker. Until next time, keep learning. Keep baking. And remember, sometimes your best loaf is the one that teaches you what you've been doing wrong. God bless you now, and I'll see you in our next adventure.